The NFL has officially opened an investigation that has sent shockwaves through the league, leaving fans and analysts stunned. The inquiry centers around the Kansas City Chiefs, a franchise that has dominated headlines in recent years for both success on the field and leadership under Patrick Mahomes. Details are emerging slowly, but the gravity of the situation is undeniable. Sources indicate that the investigation involves both player conduct and organizational protocols, suggesting potential consequences that could reshape team dynamics and league standards. In professional sports, such developments are rare, especially for a franchise of the Chiefs' caliber, where consistency and stability are expected. The initial report sparked immediate reactions from fans, media outlets, and former players, all speculating on the nature and scope of the incident. What makes this situation particularly significant is its potential to affect not only the Chiefs' current season, but also broader league policies. Understanding the context and implications of this investigation is essential to grasp why it is considered a turning point in NFL news. Investigations of this magnitude are never spontaneous. They follow incidents that raise serious questions about adherence to league rules and standards. For the Chiefs, the circumstances leading to the inquiry reportedly involve multiple parties, including high-profile players and staff members. This chapter examines the context, highlighting how such incidents can stem from organizational lapses, individual actions, or procedural oversights. The NFL's role is to ensure fairness, accountability, and integrity, emphasizing that no franchise or player is exempt from scrutiny. Analysts suggest that league investigations often uncover underlying patterns, providing insight into compliance, ethics, and operational protocols. By examining the events leading up to the investigation, it becomes clear why league officials acted decisively. Kansas City's organizational reputation, team cohesion, and public perception are at stake, creating urgency for a transparent, thorough review. The context underscores how seemingly isolated incidents can escalate into broader concerns, affecting both performance and credibility. The chapter sets the stage for understanding the potential impact on players, staff, and league-wide governance. Central to the investigation are individuals whose actions or decisions may have triggered the inquiry. While specific names are still emerging, sources suggest that star players and key executives are involved, amplifying the significance of the situation. Patrick Mahomes, as the franchise's leader, naturally draws attention, but the scope appears to include others whose roles influence team operations. This chapter explores the importance of understanding who is involved, emphasizing that accountability extends beyond individual performance. Leadership figures, whether on field or in management, are responsible for maintaining standards, setting examples, and preserving the integrity of the organization. The involvement of high-profile figures intensifies scrutiny, placing both personal and professional reputations under examination. How these individuals respond through cooperation, transparency, and compliance will influence the investigation's trajectory and potential outcomes. The Chiefs' handling of the situation reflects a broader organizational philosophy, addressing challenges directly while safeguarding team cohesion. By identifying the key figures, we gain insight into the interplay between personal responsibility, organizational oversight, and league enforcement. The investigation carries substantial implications for the Kansas City Chiefs organization. Beyond individual accountability, it tests management, culture, and operational integrity. The franchise faces scrutiny regarding internal controls, compliance, protocols, and leadership effectiveness. This chapter examines how organizational structures are evaluated during high-profile investigations. For the Chiefs, maintaining credibility and trust is critical, both within the locker room and in public perception. Executive decisions, coaching oversight, and player development programs are all under review. Internal audits, interviews, and documentation are likely part of the league's process, ensuring that all facets of the organization are examined. The Chiefs' response strategy emphasizes cooperation, transparency, and preservation of team focus. How the organization navigates these challenges may redefine internal procedures and influence league-wide standards. It also sets a precedent for other franchises, highlighting the importance of proactive compliance and cultural vigilance. The investigation underscores that even successful elite teams are subject to accountability, with long-term consequences tied to both operational integrity and public confidence. Inside the Chiefs' locker room, players are absorbing the implications of the investigation, balancing focus on performance with awareness of external scrutiny. Leadership from Patrick Mahomes, veteran players, and coaches is central to maintaining morale, cohesion, and professionalism. This chapter examines how players process uncertainty while adhering to team objectives. Rumors and media speculation can create distractions, yet disciplined communication and structured routines help preserve concentration. Mentorship and guidance from senior members are essential in reinforcing cultural values and operational expectations. How players perceive accountability, fairness, and transparency influences their response on and off the field. Younger athletes observe the organization's handling of challenges, learning lessons about professionalism, responsibility, and resilience. The chapter highlights that team unity is tested during crises, and effective leadership ensures that competitive performance remains the priority. The locker room dynamic is a critical factor in the investigation's broader impact, demonstrating that elite organizations rely not only on talent, but also on culture and adaptability. When navigating unexpected challenges, the investigation has ignited strong reactions among Chiefs fans and the wider NFL audience. Social media, forums, and sports news platforms are buzzing with analysis, speculation, and emotion. This chapter explores how public perception can influence organizational and league responses. Fans interpret events through loyalty, concern, and expectation, balancing support for star players with a desire for integrity. Emotional investment heightens reactions, as the Chiefs represent both local pride and national prominence. Analysts note that transparency and communication from the team and league play a vital role in shaping public trust. Missteps in messaging can amplify criticism, while measured, factual updates help manage expectations. Fan engagement underscores the NFL's dual challenge, preserving entertainment value and competitive credibility while upholding ethical standards. Public reaction serves as both a reflection of and a pressure point for organizational performance, demonstrating the interconnected nature of professional sports, media, and audience perception in high-profile investigations. The media has provided extensive coverage, dissecting every development, implication, and potential outcome. Analysts debate the league's motivations, investigative procedures, and consequences for both individuals and the Chiefs. This chapter examines how coverage shapes narratives and influences perception. Headlines highlight both shock and curiosity, while in-depth analysis contextualizes the incident within league history. The media serves as a lens, interpreting actions, decisions, and responses for a global audience. Coverage emphasizes accountability, professionalism, and precedent, reinforcing that elite athletes are subject to scrutiny. Analysts compare similar incidents, assess potential penalties, and predict organizational adjustments. Media framing amplifies the significance of the investigation, increasing pressure on the Chiefs to maintain composure, provide clarity, and demonstrate cooperation. This public scrutiny underscores the dual nature of professional sports: performance on the field and perception off it. The way media interprets the situation will influence both short-term narratives and long-term reputational outcomes for players and the organization alike. The investigation may result in a range of consequences for the individuals involved, from fines and suspensions to mandated training or internal disciplinary measures. For Patrick Mahomes and other key figures, the outcomes carry both professional and personal weight. This chapter examines how accountability mechanisms function in the NFL, balancing fairness with deterrence. Potential consequences extend beyond immediate penalties, influencing reputations, career trajectories, and leadership roles within the team. How individuals respond through cooperation, transparency, and reflection will affect outcomes and future opportunities. The league emphasizes that consequences are not punitive for sensationalism, but designed to preserve standards, enforce rules, and maintain competitive integrity. For the Chiefs, ensuring that players understand expectations and consequences reinforces culture, discipline, and accountability. Individuals must demonstrate resilience, professionalism, and commitment to organizational values to navigate the situation successfully. The chapter underscores that elite athletes are constantly under scrutiny, and their conduct, even off-field, impacts legacy, team cohesion, and league-wide credibility. Beyond immediate reactions, the investigation carries long-term consequences for the Chiefs and the NFL. Policies, procedures, and organizational oversight may be revised to prevent future incidents. This chapter explores how league-wide standards evolve following high-profile investigations. Kansas City may implement enhanced training, compliance checks, and leadership programs, reinforcing culture and operational rigor. The incident serves as a case study for other franchises, highlighting the importance of internal monitoring, communication, and ethical leadership. From a league perspective, consistent enforcement establishes credibility, fairness, and public trust. Long-term implications affect team dynamics, recruitment strategies, and fan confidence. Maintaining resilience, transparency, and professionalism becomes essential to preserving competitive success and organizational integrity. The chapter emphasizes that elite organizations are measured not only by performance, but also by their capacity to absorb and learn from challenges. The Chiefs' response and the NFL's enforcement strategy will shape expectations and standards for seasons to come. Ultimately, this investigation is a test of resilience, leadership, and accountability for both Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. How the franchise and players respond will define their reputation, influence team dynamics, and shape future league interactions. Accountability, transparency, and composure are central to navigating such a high-profile challenge. For Mahomes, it is an opportunity to reinforce leadership qualities and professionalism. For the organization, it demonstrates commitment to integrity and organizational culture. Moving forward, the Chiefs will focus on cohesion, preparation, and maintaining competitive excellence, ensuring that external scrutiny does not compromise performance. The NFL's involvement reinforces standards while enabling growth, discipline, and long-term credibility. This chapter concludes by highlighting that elite teams are defined not by avoiding adversity, but by responding decisively, learning from challenges, and sustaining organizational and individual excellence. The Chiefs' ability to navigate this situation will serve as a blueprint for managing high-pressure incidents while preserving both legacy and leadership within professional football.